question for you is, did you naturally always have that, kind of understanding of like, I do this, I do that, whatever, or, the other kind of coincidence to that is that like your first experience with owning a personal dog was pretty much right away seeking out training because of problems that you were having. So, or was it just like right at the beginning, you were instilled really important habits of how to fix behaviors. Yeah. So everything moving forward was you looking at things like, I want to prevent that from happening again. So it's just common sense I would do these things. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah. So I think it was a combination. You're right. It's interesting to think that of the background that I had, which is how my family raised dogs.
Sure. Yeah, because I guess it does go back further to that too.
Yeah. And while my mom was she never formally trained the dogs, it was a structure that did exist of I'm a human and you're a dog.
Yeah. So
we put you in the crate. We have a schedule. You don't work, we don't work around the dogs work around us.
Yes.
So that I think I always had in my mind, and how my mom raised, like, just in general. Yeah. That structure.
That's a great point too. Yeah. Just so much of it really is like a mentality more than a understanding of how to do things.
Yeah. Exactly. It's a way of thinking about things.
Yeah.
And also I think what you said of when I got the training on how to deal with a dog that had problems, you're right. I was able to work backwards and be like, well, if this is the problem, how do I prevent that? Mm-hmm. Oh, I should do this. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's probably kind of how it came. But overall, I need to understand too that not everybody has the same experiences as me. Mm-hmm. Not everybody thought about things that way. Not everybody, we're all in different stages of things. Yeah. Mm-hmm. And I come in now with people you're just at a different stage. Yeah. And you care about different things than I care about. And you've learned different things. And your dogs, when you were young, what was the example of how your family raised and handled dogs? Yeah. Did you have dogs, Yeah. Thinking about all those things is really working into my training now.
Yeah, because even if I were to look at like myself not having grown up with dogs, like I still grew up with the like being taught like, hey, that's a dog. That's not a toy over there, right?
Respect the dog.
It's not a human, right? It's a dog, right? And, that was taught to me in the sense of like, if I wanted to pet a dog, like what to do with it. I share the story all the time about how one of my friend's dogs bit me growing up, and, how my parents told me like it was totally my fault. Like I was pestering this dog on a hot summer day that was like out on the patio and they probably just wanted to go inside. Like, there are so many examples of just like teaching you to view it as an animal and not as a human being. And then on top of that, just like the personality type of who you are, like, I think that, some people are just significantly more permissive than others, where other people like just don't have an issue with communicating a boundary, right? Yeah. And if you could see it as a dog and you could be the type of person that is okay with communicating a boundary, like you'll almost never run into big issues because it's like those are the core foundations of leadership, of guidance. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, that makes me think of, there's always this like old guy on the street who's just dog follows him everywhere. Yeah. And he's never sent the dog to a trainer. Yeah. He's just like, Rocky. Yeah. You do what I say. And the dog's 100%. Like, hell yeah, man. Yeah. I love you. Whatever you want. Yeah. Like, it's just, I remember looking at those I looked at those things as kids and I was like, that's great. I love that. I love seeing, I've always been interested in relationships. It's why psychology is like, was interesting. Yeah. And relationships, I saw that as a kid and I was like, that's beautiful. Yeah. It's beautiful to see an animal who doesn't know your language, like you were able to create a system of communication with that dog that is meaningful and they just want to be with you because you offer something like that.